Good evening. It's another beautiful week for a weekly forex market analysis. 6:56 p.m. Sunday, and we are going to go straight into forecasting the pairs on our watch list. And we are going to start from GBPUSD today and then end at silver. You already know we don't do euro US dollar here, and I mentioned the reason why in the last video. I don't know if you guys listened, but euro USD showed me shege one time and I've not recovered from the shege it showed me. So up until now I still don't check it. So GBP USD, the previous week took out the high, and then it took out 2 weeks high, went to a higher high. Sorry, what is this? Okay, so this is the level I had selected for GBP USD to tap into before it starts falling down, and it did just as expected. After doing that, price created a high, went above that high. That means it broke above this swing high with an engulfing candle. So this makes us trust the new structure as a bullish structure. It gives us the indication that market is trying to change its structure upwards, because this candle engulfed the high over here. It broke it with an engulfing candle. But let's go on the daily and let's check what is happening on the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. Let me see the monthly. Okay, so for the monthly, this month's candle, how many green? This month's candle, sorry about that. This month's candle went or played inside the previous month's candle, played all the way to 70% of the previous month's candle before retracing upwards. Now what this does is that it's giving me an indication that price does not want to go lower, because if price wanted to go lower, it would have just gone low, broke the low of this candle with an engulfing candle, and then set the new trend, which is a bearish trend. So let's go to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, there is a breaker block here, which is a failed order block. Yes, please, language, you okay. This failed order block, price came all the way down, tapped into this failed order block, which is a breaker block, and then started going upwards. Now from what price is showing us, there is no swing low on the weekly chart. That means this engulfing candle that came down did not break any structure on the weekly time frame, so there's no higher time frame directional bias that tells us that price is going to continue going lower. Let's go on the daily. The daily gives us the indication that what I was talking about on the weekly time frame is possible. That means price is going to continue going lower. But the monthly and then the weekly has given me an indication that no, price is not going to continue going lower. Because on the weekly we found this breaker block, which is a failed order block. And also check the recent price action. May 28th candle came all the way down, took out this low, and this low, 5 lows. Then it retraced upwards and then created a bullish candle. the next week's candle to created a bullish candle. Sorry, Friday's candle to created a bullish candle. That means Monday's candle is likely going to continue the trend upwards. The reason I'm mentioning that is that if this is an impulsive move upwards, then there's going to be a retracement that comes all the way into like 60% of this impulsive move upwards. Going to do a small little retracement into the impulsive move upwards, then bounce back off. So let's go on the daily time frame. Yes, exactly. So let me check the daily again. Okay, so this is PDL now, previous day low, and this is PDH. And this is PDH, previous day high. So what I'm getting from this is that price is going to eat into this, maybe come all the way down here or play in this level. So let me refine this level. Let me refine it to this, play in this level, and then continue going back up, ultimately hunting this high and hunting this high too. But yeah, this is what I think for GBPUSD. Yeah, this is what I think for GBPUSD. Let's go for it. XAUUSD, our favorite pair. Um, yeah. Okay. Okay. The monthly chart for XAUUSD. The monthly chart for XAUUSD is telling me that liquidity has been swept. Ah. Okay, so I'm back on the chart. Forgive me, I had to change my location because there was too much noise where I am. Yeah, there was too much noise where I am. So on the XAUUSD chart, price has swept on the monthly chart, price has swept the previous month, which is April's low, and that's May's candle. May swept April's low, and then June is about to open. So it's giving me the indication that June will open and tear down. But let's go on the weekly time frame and let's see what's happening. On the weekly time frame, these candles eat below this low, 1 and 2, but then they retraced. It should tell you that price is not making, or is not ready to come down. Price is not ready to, it's not making any efforts to tear down, because if it was, this candle would have been an engulfing candle and it will close as such. Do you get it? So price going down below these levels was just giving me the indication that, okay, it's going down these levels just to sweep liquidity. You get it? This particular candle, that's last week Friday's candle, tore down and then retraced. It didn't just retrace, it reversed, and then it closed as a bullish candle. It went further up to take out this candle's high. Do you understand? And then it retraced and closed as a bullish candle. But here's the catch. Here is a catch. In the weekly candle, here is a catch. It also did not close above this candle as an engulfing candle. That means there is a that means this candle is acting as, that means to me that this candle is acting as a resistance. Do you understand? So we go on the daily. The daily has given us all the indication we need to see, because it went up, tore above this high, swept liquidity, and then entered this fair value gap. I did this OB over here because this is how do you call it? Because I circled this particular candle as, it's supposed to be this one, as a breaker block. Bob, sorry, do you get it? Yes, I circled this particular candle as a breaker block. Yes, this particular candle as a breaker block. So this is kind of giving me an indication that price is not going to go above this level. So if it goes above this level, then I know that there's a possible directional switch. Do you understand? So I'm going to maintain those. Going to get rid of this, and what else? Yeah, get rid of that and that. So price tore above this high. That's the previous week's high. Let me put it right on the high. That's 4589.42. So yeah, price has gone above this high. And then next week, so I intentionally loaded this chart just to make you understand what's going to come on next week. Next week there are lots of serious high impact news coming to hit the market. High impact news coming to hit the market. Some are NFP, yeah, NFP, what? This ISM manufacturing PMI. No, farm payroll. Bank of England government Bailey speaks. When you see this word speaks, that means it's an influential person, and then they bring it here as a high impact news because when these influential people speak, it tunes the mind of investors to react to the market in whichever way they want to react. We also have this unemployment rate, employment change in FP again, and unemployment rate here again. So this week is packed with heavy news. Do you understand? So, and news too, you know how it moves the market. Most times it makes the market very volatile. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's giving me an indication that even though this has tore up and broken this high, right? It has broken this high, it can still come down. And mind you, the US Iran war is not over. They are still trying to find a midpoint or a mutual ground to agree on. Do you understand? So all this noise in the market, personally, I'm not seeing it unless I see a move down maybe comes to this level and then shows me that it wants to continue going up, then that's when I'll trust it. But if it doesn't, I'm not going to trust it. Do you understand? So overall, I'm looking for bearish moves on XAUUSD. Number one, because it was bearish, created a big push down this fair value gap, and price has come all the way to sweep the high over here, right? On the monthly and the weekly, it's not giving an indication that it wants to continue going lower, but the daily gave me this indication, because the reason why I'm saying it's going to continue going lower is that for the daily, it tore above, it tore all the way up, took out this high, and then retraced, deep retracement. Do you understand? Also, I am seeing that it can do all that, come and play around this level where the big fair value gap is, somewhere here. You understand? And then bounce off of this level. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. And then go up again. So how we are going to place trades is going to be based on what Sunday and Monday tells us. Sunday open, by the way, which is literally the same as Monday's candle. BTCUSD, BTC is going to keep falling. I maintain that analysis because I've already given the reason. I've already given the reason as to why I'm expecting bearish prices on BTC. This is the fair value gap started tearing down. Because of this candle, is going to play a little bit around here, but ultimately it's going to keep tearing down. So there's a fair value gap I've marked on this level. I'm expecting price to retrace into this level, do some mitigation, do some structural break, and then continue coming down. That's what I'm expecting on BTCUSD. UBAP. So yeah, up, enter here, go down. Then XAGUSD, after analyzing this one, is going to give me an okay. After seeing this, right, I'm convinced gold is going to go down. That is what I'm convinced of. Because of things like this. You see what silver is doing? Silver went above this high and came down again. But ooh, this analysis is tough because I'm seeing things and I'm not interpreting them well. Double top. Okay, I'm convinced silver is going to continue going up because let me see something. When it gets difficult, I pull out this move. Let's start from here. Lower low, higher high, higher high, higher low, higher low. Okay. Now look at this. Started going down. XAU silver created, gold created a lower low. Silver too created a lower low. Then gold created another lower low here. Silver didn't create that lower low. Created a lower high. Now, this came all the way here, broke this high. But gold didn't go and break that high. So here is it. It's giving an indication that because these two move in sync, right? If this creates a lower low and this doesn't create a lower low, it's giving an indication that there's strength here, because this one is not agreeing to go lower than this low. Do you understand it? So it's giving an indication that there's strength here. If this has gone all the way up to break this high, then there's an indication that, wait, let me see. Yeah, there's an indication that, wow. I'm actually confused. Okay, so for silver, I would wait for Sunday and Monday and see what they are doing before I give an update on what silver is doing. So until then, good luck and good trading. It was a good time having this tough analysis with you all. Thank you very much. Have a fruitful week, by the way. Keep in mind that you have to have a fruitful week. So when you are faced with fear of missing out, when you are faced with trying to exit trades early, just keep in mind that you have to have a fruitful week. So having a fruitful week, keeping in mind that you have to have a fruitful week, will make you follow all the principles in your trading plan, and it will lead you to profitability. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you same time next week. Bye.